Subscribe for the very latest.
Play it, Daddy.
Core Room, more than a podcast.
Hey, before we get out of here, we got to go through these album covers, man. So, I always wanted to know, like, you know, in everybody's opinion, what they thought the best album covers of all time were, like hip hop. There's been some great hip hop album covers.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who's listening to the Time Out Boy, I want y'all to just go in the comments. Let us know what you think the greatest hip hop album covers of all time is. Trem was I was about to put Trem on a cut off. Like, yo,
I told you.
He sent me another one. That's
he said, hey, he said he asked.
Yeah, now I'm putting you on the time. Like, I'm getting you on a timeout, like a cutoff time. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go through Chuck's first.
Go ahead.
So we can, you know, we'll see what Chuck sent. As far as, so these are Chuck's greatest album covers of all time. So we're gonna start with,
it's probably my favorite, but
Blue Funk. Now this is an underrated album from Heavy D.
Oh, he was cooking. He was buzzing.
This is a very y'all go listen to this one. This is a really, really good one. Really, really good album from Heavy D. What do you like about this album cover though?
I think it personified like what he was trying to convey for this whole album. Because you think about like I know a lot of albums don't do this now, but the Blue Funk is really, he's basically using Blue Funk as a theme with different parts of the album. The interludes and some of the songs, even the self-titled track, it represents how this album cover looks. So, and the way that blue tint is shown, it's just fly, like him and the boys, and then of course the way he looks, especially with the sunglasses, the way it filters that. Right. This is fly. This is like, you know, because this is one of the first albums I actually listened to of hip hop. Like this is, so it was just like, man, this, like every time I saw this cover, I'm like, this is a dope cover, like this. But
this is brotherhood right here.
Yeah.
You know, this is a time. This is a different time for Heavy D. He was. I wanted to say that this is that album he was going through a lot. They did. Remember, it's. I think it's 3 of them. They lost one.
Yeah, Troy's gone.
Troy was in this group. So, you know, he's wrestling with what he is. Well, let me say this, because Heavy D ain't what you think he is. I'm gonna take this off right now, real quick. Heavy D ain't what you think he is.
That's a fact.
Heavy D is something, but he is wrestling between what he really is and what he's already built his career to be. I feel like, you know, and he did a pretty good job with keeping it consistent.
I think Blue Funk also kind of, you can start to see like the other Heavy D and the Boys album was more hip, like radio friendly, very light. It was lighter. Blue Funk was more, you can tell like, okay, he can actually rap. Like, right. You know, he got his rapping bag on this album. You're like, damn, he was spending that. And think about it, he wasn't even cussing. Like, he just really cooking. Right. So, yeah, it was, you can, like Tino said, he was definitely in that period of time where he's trying to kind of recalibrate when you lose someone like that. Right. And he just at that point in his career, like, okay, where did I go? Like, and this is, in my opinion, this is probably his, that may be the one after
The Journey.
Not The Journey, the one after that. The one he came out with like 97. The one he had the mink coat. He had that song with Big Pun and 8 Ball.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that did them 2 albums. I was like, oh yeah, Heavy D was rapping.
He had one song with Big Pun and 8 Ball MJG.
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
that I forgot the name of that song. But yeah, they was
it was a lot of snacking in that session. It was a lot.
Yo, that's a super heavyweight division right there.
Can't help it. You had to go there.
Yeah, I'm just saying. That's my homie RP to Heavy D, man. I love Heavy D, man. So let's Chuck's next one. Now I think y'all both picked this one.
Yes, sir.
Low End Theory. So y'all can both like that. So first of all, Low End Theory, classic. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Classic. That album changed everything about hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it created another layer to the game. It became one of those albums that birthed people like Kanye, Diggable Planet.
For sure.
You know, Tino, like I was listening to this album earlier, at least parts of it, because I kind of entitled, I have like a 90s hip hop playlist that's now just, it's all over the place. So, award tour comes on. I'm just like, yo, how the hell Q-Tip and Muhammad
was that on this album?
Award tour?
Yeah. On this album?
Was it on there?
I know scenario. No scenario. For sure.
I might be off.
And I think it was I know scenario, but I think Award Tour.
Not on this one, yeah. This is 91. Award Tour doesn't come around to maybe 96.
But so that was Midnight Marauders?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so this was yeah. Scenario. Even then, you can tell like the production was bigger than Paul's. Like the sound, it felt like you was in a stadium. Like like sonically, it was like, how do you get these drums to make your car feel like a stadium? Like it was that was like a game changer for me, because everybody else, even with like, it's almost kind of the same thing, that jump sonically that Dr. Dre went to on the second NWA album, which was not very well like received because compared to the first one, but sonically you can tell like, oh, he made that jump like sonically. And that's kind of like when I was listening to the Low End Theory, so I'm like, hey, this production is just outside. It was just making you can tell that evolution made a jump. And
sure.
So that's the thing I get the most from that album. And then of course when they bridge to Midnight Marauders, but that album cover, it just, as soon as you see it, you already know what it is. Like it just
Tribe had a special way to represent the culture. And when I say culture, I'm talking about Black African culture, right? I ain't just talking about Black American. I'm talking about they found a way to represent all facets of like the blueprint of what Black people are. You see like when you look at this, you see the red, black, you see the red, black, and green. You see the woman, right? The woman represents it's what birthed the nation, right? The Black woman birthed the world, right? So you got a Black woman, represented with the red, black, and green, and with what they do with their production, it's jazz, right? They mostly use jazz records. So jazz is the backbone. It's the only original form of music that still exists. as far as black people, live instrumentation, that's the only live form of music that we have left. It's the only thing. I mean, there's nothing else. Hip hop is not live instrumentation. It's live to a certain extent. It is. But we talking about horns. And, you understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
like art, like you're playing an actual instrument.
For sure.
You know, so. But they do a good job at that. What do you think about, like, you chose this too? Sherm, you chose this too. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love, like, because I remember hearing I like the progression from the first album to this album, what they made, and especially with incorporating listening to like the jazz and making like sampling jazz and making their beats off of that. It was just it was a really great progression sonically with their music, and I liked it. And it I think the cover art really matched like that, those undertones with the music for this. So it all meshed very well, and I think the art made a great representation of what that album was going to be, or what it was.
And it's different variations of it too. That art, that piece right there, which would be forever embedded into like hip hop. You know what I mean? Like that. When you see that, you know it's Tribe.
You do.
We got this album cover by the Far Side. I think y'all both chose this. I think y'all both chose this.
No, I chose the other Far Side one.
Okay,
on the roller coaster.
So Chuck, you chose. Now this is an interesting piece because it's like distorted.
Yep.
I mean, like it's raw. This is their first album though, right?
Second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bizarre Ride 1. Is that the first one?
Yeah.
First one. Okay. But yeah, this is raw. You know what I mean? Like this is a raw album cover. What else you like about that though? This album cover.
Yeah, I think again, this is one of my, I know it's the greatest album covers, end up being my favorite album covers, but it is what it is. I think
there's a lot of brotherhood. I like brotherhood pictures too, like, you know what I'm saying, with the crew together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can tell like from this is actually like their only like album, all four of them, where they're in a picture like this. All, you know, like Bizarre 2 Rides is more of a animation / cartoon album cover. So this one is technically shows the maturity from first album to this current, or the one that's currently showing, which is actually, they took the album cover off the actual running video. This is the same setup. And of course you just have like the background of lab cabin, because they basically produced this whole album in a cabin. So you see the background kind of mirroring that. So So it's they actually had like suits on and whatever, which they never did before. So it was like, all right, I see where they was going with it. But I don't know what Fat Lip is doing on the right side, but yeah, this is definitely, this is one of those for me. When I see it, I'm like, yeah, this is one of my favorite, because how they are presenting themselves is a great representation of their personality and temperament, like to the T.
Nice.
Like Slim Kid Trey, great. Like it's definitely different from Bizarre 2 Ride, but definitely you can see the growth. Because I think it was like 3 years between the two albums. Like one was in '92, and this one was like '95. So yeah, this was dope.
This is where you see J Dilla at his finest.
Oh, he was cooking. He was. You think about running, I don't think there's any other producer who can put those sounds together other than J Dilla.
J Dilla.
Crazy.
Running, to me, It's probably, if somebody is out there who's a mathematician, probably mathematically, probably some type of science, some type of deep science is done to that song. I feel like it's some type of equation of like beats per minute and I don't know, whatever. Jay Dilla is a scientist when it came to these beats, because we never heard anything like this. Nice. Running is just, you know that Jay Dilla is the only one that can make something like this.
Yeah, he was putting on a master class. That's what he was doing. He was putting on a master class to put like this Spanish, put that, and then the drum pattern, and then he put a Run DMC, run, like
right, like it's phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
Anybody who's related to JD, whoever knows JD, should be proud.
Yeah,
they should be proud, man, because JD is a one of one production. That's for real.
Which is odd, because I wonder, was JD producing for Tribe on Deep Low End Theory as well at that time?
He had like 1 or 2 tracks on there.
I think when Q-Tip, now this is, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean somebody can in the comments can let me know, but I think Q-Tip discovered or he found or met JD, and they all was on tour with each other. And from De La Soul to Far Side, obviously Tribe.
When did he meet Common?
Same tour, I think.
Okay.
I want to say same tour. I think they all was on tour and they met. But there's a song that JD did, and that's how I forget what song it is. And it actually might be that Common might have met him first. I think Common might have met him first. But either way, there's a song that Q-Tip heard, and he's like, "Yo, he considered himself a great producer, but when he heard JD, he was like, yo, nah, like this is unheard of.
Like this is nice, something else,
you know." And that's the thing. In the crazy way, they all birthed JD. Like the whole Tribe and De La Soul, they all birthed JD, but JD ends up being way more advanced in beat making than all of them.
Interesting.
You know, and but yeah, I mean, you know, his work is incredible, man. I hate talking about Jay Dilla because I miss him, man. You know, it's a loss to hip hop. I mean, you listen to all the stuff he did with Common.
Yeah.
All the stuff he did with Busta Rhymes. He produced almost Busta Rhymes, almost his whole catalog for the most part. People don't even know that it may not be like the big hits, but those album cuts.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think on the last album that Busta Rhymes did, he had a Jay Dilla song on. He had a few of them on there.
Blockbuster?
Yeah. No.
Blockbuster.
The other one.
Ascension.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But because he had a few joints on ELE, the first one out, and that album just clean.
I don't think it's a Busta Rhymes album. I don't think it's a Busta Rhymes album without Jay Dilla on it.
Same thing kind of with Common. With Common for the most part. When Jay Dilla was alive, every album had something from Jay Dilla. Like even with like Water for Chocolate, even though it was mostly produced, I think by Questlove and D'Angelo, he still had a track on there with Jay Dilla.
I heard Jay Dilla still got beats.
Holy shit!
I heard he got beats out there that you if you hit up there his estate,
yeah,
you can go through the beats.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. But all right, I just want to get through these real quick. We got this one right here. This one right here is crazy.
Yes, sir.
This one right here was crazy. I think that's Chuck's last one.
Yeah.
So then that's one of mine too.
Yeah, that was it. That was one of his. The detail on it is crazy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's whoever drew this did it. I mean, they did it extremely. And people gotta understand, like, the album covers back then represented what your album was supposed to be, right?
Sure.
So that's why I think it's cool that we go through these. Then you got, all right, so this is one of Trem's. Now I let him go with this one. Because this is not a hip hop album, and he's rapping on it, but it's not a hip hop album.
Here we go.
Wow, here we go.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's what he did.
But this is I ain't gonna lie. The artwork on this album was pretty
nice.
And Walt said the artist who did this because forgot the name. I don't want to be trying to guess the names and everything. But Walt had mentioned that artist who had did this on the episode too, because he I think he's the artist also that did the cover for Blackish when they had themselves drawn and everything on the season, on the cover for their one of their seasons. But he's a pretty known artist.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. And then
give me Walt, because I know Walt won't be coming like I said the name already, but my bad, Walt.
Then he got the Lil Wayne Carter.
Yes, sir.
That's an interesting one. Yeah. That's
very
classic album.
Sure.
Now he also got Rhapsody.
It was different, man.
Yeah, now this definitely
was
a different one. Like, you know, I like the what makes it really dope is the yellow background.
Yeah, stands out for sure.
Like, it definitely makes it looks like pop art.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that pop art that you would see, like what's that homie name? Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
I mean, like this is dope. Layla.
Another one from her.
Yeah. Rhapsody's Layla Wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Now this joint right here.
It's from the Jewels, man.
Yeah, the Jewels. This always reminded me of, like, if it was some hieroglyphics on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like in Africa somewhere.
Yep.
I mean, like, I like this. I don't know, and I like the fact that they continue on doing variations of this.
Yep.
On different albums.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, I thought that was super dope. Now this right here, wow. Like, yo, like,
yeah.
I'm like, yo, you gonna put your welfare card on the album cover?
Yes, sir.
This was crazy.
It stood out.
This was crazy.
Yeah, that album cover and the album itself was just absolutely
stood out.
bonkers. Like,
stood out.
This right here was crazy. Then you got R.I.P. to the great one.
To the moon.
You got Ye. You know, now, you know me, it's a good one. You know, it's a good one. I think, you know, it's one of the things that I like the way the bear looks on that, you know what I mean, on that. So yeah, I like it.
Wait, the bear got a Jesus piece? I don't think I saw that.
Right. Yeah, it does. Yeah, yes, he does. Yes, he does.
And the you know, just the kind of like the way the eyes and everything, like the kind of the texture, the way it looked, like how they drew the bear, it's pretty dope.
Yep.
even the college is coming out of, like, I think, it's kind of like, I'm sure there's some deep meaning behind that. But nah, this is definitely detailed, a lot of detail in this joint right here.
But yeah, it puts a lot of thought behind his album covers, anyways.
Right. So now we got these two right here.
Yes, sir.
Was Andre drawing these?
No, he did not. He didn't draw either one of those covers. The only thing he was drawing was the actual. So back then we had the CDs. If you opened up the CD case, he drew the naked women on all of them, like on all the Outkast albums.
I do remember that. You're right. Well, now these were crazy. My favorite one out of these two though was the Aquemini one.
Mine was too, yeah. And thanks Chuck, man, for finding the artist who actually painted for Aquemini. That was dope.
Yeah, this is dope. Aquemini is something I would hang up in the crib.
Yeah, that's some art that you definitely would hang up.
Like or do something crazy with it. Like I would definitely do something crazy with it.
I agree, but I think the ATL is, you can tell, like, just the way their presentation, you see the evolution of the group. Right. Now
everything. The cool thing about Outkast is everything that they have done that you've seen, you can see like a really, really good growth, of like their art, from the covers to the way they dress to what they say. It was a really good, clear vision on like how they became adults. They came in as kids. They came in as kids and left as adults. So definitely, like Water for Chocolate.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I don't think it's definitely. This album should be celebrated a lot more than what it is.
It should be, because that was a very dope album, very classic album.
Very classic. Like that, and this just like I said, this album cover immediately brings you back to that time.
It does. It really does.
Like you get low key depressed looking at it sometimes, but it's a good representation of what it was. I mean, how things were at that time.
Not erasing history at all. Not erasing history at all.
Exactly. And that when you do stuff like this, you can't erase the history. I mean, because it's right there.
Yep.
Midnight Marauders. This album cover is crazy.
All these folks on it.
Right.
Yo. That's wild.
And it's a lot more people. Like the album cover was bigger than that. I mean, it's a lot more people, on that album cover. But that goes to show you how much love Tribe had at the time. And because you gotta understand, Tribe helped a lot of people.
Dope.
A lot of people. Just like how he helping LL, right? Like how our Q-Tip is helping LL.
He did LL's whole album. Yep. He did his whole album.
Tribe helped the Fushnikins. Remember, they did the first album. They did the first single. The one with
rap with Shaq.
That last move. No, the one with Pipe on it.
Oh,
they produced that song.
Yeah, last move. I remember last move.
They produced that one. They produced a lot of songs that you gonna be like, they produced that. We're gonna do producer talk on Tribe. That they got a lot of songs that they did produce, but this album, once again, another one of those albums that Tribe did, and that changed the game. And it also album cover is just it's crazy.
The War Tour Classic and Electric Relaxation on there.
Yep.
I think probably, to be honest, trying to find it now. One of my favorite tracks, they took that lyrics to go, that was nuts. Pause. The way they took that mini Ripperton joint and flipped it, I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, Tribe was something else.
Yeah.
Tribe was something else, man. Now they got Eshon Burgundy. This Eshon Burgundy joint.
Oh, that's dope.
Very deep.
Yeah, you know, Eshon is. If you don't ever get a chance to listen to Eshon, man, you need to treat yourself. You know, he's definitely one of the dopest and most intense. He's very intentional about his rap. You know, you consider him a Christian artist, but he's just a dope lyricist to me.
Yeah,
like he's phenomenal. Like he's humble, but lyrically he's the best. In that, in
my book, yeah.
If we just talking about, if we want to box Christian rap up, he's the best lyrically. He's one of the toughest in that realm. And you know, when it comes to rap, he's to me he's one of the best. Period. Like he's just. He's phenomenal. He's definitely phenomenal.
Writes and produces his own stuff, man. So that's simple.
And this album cover, this is really deep. You know what I mean, this is really deep right here.
I think with this album, I think he did something like what Big Crit did was he didn't produce this whole album by himself. He reached out and got other artists, other producers to help him with this album. But normally Eshon would do his whole album by himself and everything, but this was, this is one of my favorites from him, along with what's the last one before this one. I know it's with the goal. I forgot the name of it. I can't come to me right now, but the one before this one and this one are one of my favorite ones from Eshon.
My favorite from Eshon is Fear of God. Fear of God.
That's dope.
Fear of God is tough.
Yes,
Fear of God is tough. Like if y'all treat yourself. All right, so that's the end of Trim. So I'm gonna go into mine real quick. Trim had a whole argument. I ain't gonna lie. I got a lot. I couldn't choose, man. I couldn't choose. So I mean, listen. You know I had to go with Ready to Die.
Right.
Ready to Die. Now, key thing people have to understand about this album cover: this is not Biggie.
Yeah.
This is not Biggie. This kid is a young guy. He's old. He's probably like maybe like mid-20s now. He's a grown man, but they just found somebody who looked like Big and put him on this album cover. I thought it definitely is. It definitely made a statement when it first came out. You know what I'm saying? But now, this right here was this Tupac is strictly for mine. I actually like this album cover because it kind of is a representation of Pac's career. Right? It's like he's when I look at this, I think of him like powering up. You know what I mean? Almost like he's catching fire, or like he's about to change into something totally different. And this album does represent that, because this is what he got. I Get Around on there. And after this comes Dear Mama, like the whole like Me Against the World. So I think like this, just the way they did this, him like being covered up by something else. It reminds me of like a Man on Fire, if you will, something like that.
So this was the album before all the court cases, right?
This is where all, exactly, yeah. Because after this is Me Against the World. This is where he gets into the court cases.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because he does Me Against the World
in jail, I think.
No, he does Me Against the World probably during that time, because he had to finish. He after that he got shot, and then he checked himself out of the hospital, and he's still recording for Me Against the World.
Mm-hmm.
So then he goes to jail after that. Can't forget about Illmatic.
Yeah, that was gonna be one of them.
Yeah, I knew.
It's hard to go against Baby Pictures and Little Kid Pictures no album. It's hard to.
Hey, if it's not for Illmatic, there's no Ready to Die album cover. I'm sorry, Big and Puff. I'm sure Puff put that together, and Puff was a he was a low key biter on a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like you know, but yeah, we're gonna do a baby. Not a 9-10 years old. We're gonna do a baby, like a top.
So he did what Drake did just years later.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean he you know, like he just flipped and bounced Nas's idea. He did that to a lot of people. Puff did that to a lot of people.
But I do like the way that the actual picture of him is blended with the projects like that.
Yeah, for sure.
That is fire.
No, this is one of those albums. This is one of those moments.
Mm-hmm.
This album covers a moment. You know what I mean? Like it does represent a lot. So then you got, of course, you got to get Doggy Style.
I know that was going to go there too. Somebody's gonna pick it, so I didn't choose it.
Doggy Style is this, like whoever they know this album. I'm sure he's gonna probably use this for his new album when he go out.
He probably might. I mean, I've always liked artwork, like the drawing. Like if somebody actually had their cover art drawn, I've always gave much respect to that, because I mean it was creative. So those always stood out to me.
Yeah, nah, this is one of those ones. The Doggy Style, definitely. Then you got Wu.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yep.
Hey, in fact, none of these people Wu-Tang.
None of them are.
If it's maybe a few, but they're not there.
That's crazy.
These are other people that they just cover their faces. I think what RZA was saying is that it was hard to get them all together. So you know that's what they came up with. That's because
your favorite one, he was in jail.
This is my
you got.
Oh, please. Horrible. Sorry.
Dang, Tino.
Dang. Sorry. That's my opinion. My opinion. He's not that good.
Mm-mm.
Anyway.
Yeah, I remember this one. For sure. For sure.
This one, right? Yeah. Shout out to Miss Ortiz. The OG. She killed this. And this is his girl, his wife at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I mean, like this is his wife. But that album was cool because when you turn it on the back,
yeah,
they had
to show the back.
Nah, I don't got the back, but you know the back, they got the guns. That jump was dope, man. And this was like this was something. This was different right here. This represented who Ice-T was.
It did. It really did.
This represented what Ice-T was in a major way. You know, when you put it on, you can hear what this album cover is trying to say. You know what I mean? So this was definitely good. Man, I had to go with this right here, man. I had to.
Yeah.
I had to. Yo, this is Whitney Houston's bathroom, dog. You can't.
And it's crazy. It's so crazy. It's so crazy how
this is Whitney Houston's bathroom.
Again, that's Kanye again behind the artwork idea, because who would say, yeah, let's get a picture of Whitney Houston's bathroom and the when she died.
He paid a lot of money for that picture too.
That's really crazy.
He paid a lot of money for that picture. It goes to show you, it's really like when I saw this, I was like, you know what? This represents what the artists don't want you to see.
Yeah.
What the artists don't want the fantasy.
Didn't Push have some concerns about this, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He did. But Ye did this all the way.
He's like, yeah,
he did this all the way. All right, let me see.
Crazy.
Criminal Minded.
Yeah.
This was unheard of, yo. Like with the guns on the table. You know what I'm saying? Then, because then after that, but I don't think it's either before or after that, you had this album cover.
Boogie Down
All Means
Productions.
Necessary.
Yep.
With the classic Malcolm X, but with the Uzi. You know what I'm saying? Then you got now Jay. Let me tell you, Jay is I like this because of the platinum tint on the joint. But Jay was the king of like clean album covers. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't like too much going on. It was a nice, clean album cover with just him on it. He was really good at that. But this one right here, I like because of the platinum color. Because I just thought it was great.
Yeah.
But it's a platinum color, and this just became one of his biggest albums. You know, I feel like it's one of his well produced album from Jay.
It was.
Oh yeah, that Snoopy track.
Ooh.
Yep.
that Jay to
Timbo hooked him up.
That was I think another Timberland joint.
Timbo hooked him up on that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was a good one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Classic album. Right here. Those classic albums.
Yeah, I always picture
black hand side.
I always picture her like this on the corner, like some type of like preaching going on. But that
picture personifies the title. Like the way the facial expression she has, that and the way it's faded out where part of her body, yeah, that's fire.
And just it represents who she is. You know what I mean? Like at that time she was a very feared female rapper. Like nobody really disrespected Queen Latifah like that.
Not the Queen.
Because she always demanded respect. Now, this next one right here.
Oh yeah. Classic. I forgot about that one.
This album cover is crazy. Very detailed.
Yep.
Yeah, that
detailed.
Yeah, that's. I thought it was gonna be either that or Paper Trail. The way the joints on the back of it, but
was dope too.
Yeah, but this one, yeah, it was, you know, I think T.I. was kind of Xing out of his quote unquote rap prime at this point. But he had a few bangers, like the one with the Sorry with 3 Stacks. 3 Stacks probably had one of his better feature verses on that track. Like he was rapping.
Yes, he did.
3 Stacks is a good feature.
Yeah.
Well, by default, because he got no solo, but yeah. Well, unless you count Love Below as a solo album.
Because he chooses not to put it on a solo album. But
exactly. Now, I only chose this last one because he pulled Drake out. Pause. But I said, you know what? Since he got Drake, I'm just going to do this one right here. Lauryn Hill, the carved Lauryn Hill on the desk is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
This album cover was insane. I actually found I saw somebody who actually did this to a desk.
They actually carved her face on the desk?
Yep.
That's crazy.
I saw an actual desk with her picture on it. And it was real.
That's really crazy. That's really, really crazy.
That's great.
It's real, but those are my albums. Hey, y'all drop a comment. Let us know what albums did we miss any? Is there any out there that I was like, yo, I almost went with that Jeezy one. I like the Jeezy one with the money behind it.
Yeah.
I was gonna do that one.
Hey, we forgot about
Thug Motivation 101.
He's in the
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We forgot about J. Cole's first album was pretty dope too.
I'm trying to remember that album cover.
What's on it?
I forgot. He's like in the locker room or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what? Latino, I like. What was Wallet album where he looks like he's in a stone?
Yeah. I was gonna do that too. That was the Gifted album.
Gifted, yeah.
I was gonna do that one too. I was like, because I also like Jadakiss's Top 5 Dead or Alive when he had the bust on the album cover. That was. And it was actually a real one. It was actually a real one too.
Oh,
that was dope.
Yeah, because when he was doing interviews, he was carrying it around with him.
He got the Hall of Fame butts just walking around, just that's.
We also forgot Will Smith Big Willie style.
Nah.
Why you hating, Tino? Why you hating, Tino?
Wow,
it wasn't hip hop album. It wasn't hip hop album.
We forgot it on purpose.
It wasn't hip hop album.
It just ain't no good album cover. It's just what he's just standing there, right?
He's going like this.
Whatever.
That's crazy. That's you wild for the. That's I need you to put the Will Smith in there. That's
that whole name is a cause.
Oh yeah.
Whatever, man. Yeah.
That's
the world will never be the same. The world will never be the same.
It's about 300 of them. Yeah, I could have went with the NWA.
I was going with the NWA, but I don't know. It's still basic. I mean, it made a statement, but it's just them standing around in a circle. I would go with that, but I was like,
you could have did the one where they was like showing them they was like robbing the bank or something too.
Yeah, the niggas was like,
that
was a good one. That was a good one.
But the other one, I liked because it had that same kind of, animation, cartoon drawn out. Was The Main Source.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Breaking of Atoms.
Steeping in rap, graffiti, break dancing, DJ and B-boy stance, MCing. I harness those artifacts, collecting data of the transitions like an almanac. Hip-hop ain't dead, these young boys different, adapting. Over time, every day the world's spinning. Let's celebrate the fact we still winning, we global. Kids from the project became moguls. Real to real track boards to Pro Tools, vinyls, cassettes, and the tape decks, CDs. Now you can stream your music to the consumer direct and get most of the check. I'm noble, and with that, I gotta respect that you ain't gotta accept that you could ride and get left, yo. Bars beyond ground level.